apparently we can share chat, which is good because then I'll be able to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
chat.
that's a great idea. Okay, this has worked. So, where is gemeinsamer Chat? You as a host can switch it on.
Oh, yes, great. Now we are sharing chat.
So
we didn't discuss this, but as long as we're sharing chat, usually I make it a policy that the guest gets 25% of chat and I get 75% of chat since I am the host. We're not sharing it evenly, if that's okay with you.
I did not understand, but
it's a bad joke, so that's okay.
oh, I
if
think
you
it's
did
working.
Understand, you wouldn't have found it funny.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm full here, and now you can tell again.
I was saying since we're sharing chat, I wanted to get 75% of chat, and you'll get 25%.
But 75% of what?
Chat. Since we're sharing chat.
Do we share persons or?
Oh no, just whatever comes in chat. Like 75% of it'll be for me, and you guys will get 25%.
That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. We really appreciate your invitation. So
okay.
I think it's part of that we have to share something.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Sorry, I just realized I made my sub goal. I don't know when that happened. Let me just, I'm gonna, because it's kind of silly to have a sub goal up if it's already been met. Okay. Okay, so you both hear me all right?
Yes. Perfect.
How does my voice sound? Is it doubling?
No,
it's not doubled.
Okay.
Our
I'll
voice.
try a little harder then.
Is Caroline loud enough?
Well, right now she's not saying anything, so no.
Okay, no, but yes. Hopefully it's loud enough or a little bit more.
You sound a little bit quieter than Josh, but
yeah, I'm the most quiet person.
That's correct. There's nothing I can add.
Yeah. So I will try to speak a little bit louder.
Yeah, but you sound like you're coming through clear enough because I can definitely hear you.
Okay.
Perfect.
Good.
Oh wait, speak again. Oh wait, okay. I thought your sound was off, but it's not. I'm even going to give you guys a little bit more level on my end. In fact, if we could get you guys clipping, that would be awesome.
I don't think so. If I pick my guitar, then we can try again. But
oh, Splar is here. Do you guys know Solar Idolator, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
He had a business
Hey.
meeting, and apparently he canceled it in order to be part of this.
Oh.
Did you two ever cancel a meeting for Splar? I think not.
What is Splar?
Sometimes. If I have the choice, I do it, yes.
What is Splar?
Splar is short for Solar Idolator.
Yeah.
All right.
And he canceled the meeting.
Oh.
So, hello.
Hello.
And Tim Calloway is here, and Tim Calloway canceled absolutely nothing to be here, so we should thank him too.
So, glad that
hello, welcome
here.
in.
Tim, do you know WOMP? Because I know Splar does, but WOMP are wonderful streamers. I haven't heard you guys in a while, though, because you haven't been on Tuesdays when I used to tune in.
Yeah, we had only a few streams the last times. Yeah, yesterday was one, and the last week on Tuesday as well, and so haven't been that regularly streaming the last time. So, but from now on, we try to be better.
Okay, so let me, when we get a streamer on that I don't know the history of, I asked them some of the typical like questions. When did you guys start playing music? How long have you been playing your instruments for?
Um, I started to play guitar at beginning of my 20s.
Sorry, the beginning of whose 20s?
Of my 20s.
Okay.
it's yeah, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, wait a minute.
I think they're playing Wordle right now while they're also doing that. So that's what the looking back and forth is.
Yeah, it's maximum 2 years ago. That's
No.
we have just problem with our chat, which we have to solve so that we can read all the messages you get.
Oh.
Did you switch on
chat?
the what is gemeinsamer Chat? Chat together? Is it switched on or how is it working?
I switched it on, and it says shared chat is enabled. But it says some streamers aren't live yet, but you guys are live, right?
Yeah, we have one in our chat, but you can see this.
Who's in your chat?
Wo ist denn der Abwehrmodus? Mach das mal nicht zu.
Nee. Deaktiviert. Wir müssen auch was deaktivieren.
Abwehrmodus. Geh mal in unseren Chat, ist da irgendwo ein Abwehrmodus?
So we're using Stream Together, for those of you out there. And, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, we have to use the chat. I thought we did it in the chat in our OBS, but I think we have to use the chat in Stream Together.
Yeah.
To see the shared chat.
All right.
Okay, so.
So now it's active.
So now we can see the chat in both channels.
Yay!
Hey, yes.
Yes.
Hello, guys. Welcome in.
So, yeah.
Oh,
now.
All right, perfect.
So.
Sorry?
Regular human music. Do you know regular human music?
Yes, I think I heard him before.
Yeah, wonderful streamer. Yeah, share chat is a go, so that's good to know.
That's good. Oh, Hammer Firma, you are also there.
Oh,
hello.
Firma's a modder.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we have a moderator.
So now, will he see the if bots come in, like the kind of bots we don't want? Will you see them in the shared chat, or do you have to go back and forth between the channels?
Yeah.
Double work.
Well, he'll get an extra cookie for that.
Yes. I will bake him some.
Incidentally, there are a bunch of wonderful streamers here and Herfurfer, so you should follow all of them. Hang on. Oh, fuck. I had to let that Splar comment go through before.
The best viewers. Yeah.
Deleted it. Okay, so you started playing in your early 20s, Josh, and what about you, Caroline? Did you start playing in Josh's early 20s?
Yes. No, I start a little bit later, and I start with guitar when I was 25 or something, but I never get used to guitar, and someday a friend of mine gave me a bass guitar and said, yeah, play this, and this. And yeah, then so I learned to play the bass guitar, and I think...
yeah, and you started to play in a band.
And I started to play in the band.
With 70 rock covers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
oh,
yes.
I joined this band some years ago.
Yeah. So...
Is that band still together?
Unfortunately, not.
Yeah,
we quit it, but the other
Probably
guys...
Josh got into a big argument with the singer, I would imagine. Guitar players and lead singers don't get along usually.
Yeah, but the other guys still play together, but they are 3 guys at the moment. But they are a little bit older than we.
Oh,
Yeah, they are
Already
already 70 years old.
Yeah, 70 years
now,
old.
and yeah, but it was a lot of fun to play with them.
Yeah.
There's a saying in people who study music that the way to get better quicker is by playing with people who are way better than you. And sometimes that means they are older than you because they've been doing it longer.
This is right, yeah. So, yeah, for my part, I get a lot of impact from them, and so it makes it possible that Josh and I also have the possibility to, create our own
Plus,
band.
I played in some big bands for a while where everybody was like in their 60s and 70s, and I think even some people in their 80s. And the other advantage is I got to feel like I was the young guy.
Yeah, but I think as long as the vibes are cool and easy and chilled, so it doesn't matter how old everyone's is.
Yeah, I think so too. I think music is a universal language sometimes, and
yeah, and people can make great music at any level and any age.
Yes.
If you had a 3.5-year-old playing on one of those little toy pianos, you should jam with them.
Yes. This is also sometimes cool. I got a friend. She's having a small kid. It's 2 or 3 years old, and he got the small Müllwagen. Was ist Müllwagen? Trash car. I don't know how it calls correctly, and it makes sounds. And he sits there and play the sounds in the melody with the sound. So. And
now I remember the story. You told Garbage Truck. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
No, it's not for me. It's from regular human music.
Yeah. So so this is also very fun. So how with which things you can play music or make melodies. So what sounds cool.
Yeah, and I think this is how I started to compose music in 2017, where I bought a loop station and played with myself music to record some.
I wouldn't say it that way.
Sorry?
When you say it that way, that means something very different.
I thought about it, but my vocabulary isn't that good, so I just I cannot say it better. So hope everybody knows what I mean. So hey, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and this was the time where I got a lot better in playing music.
Tim wants to know, what's your favorite aspect of music theory or area of music theory?
Caroline?
Should I be honest?
Go ahead, give honesty a shot. And if it doesn't work, you can always go back to love.
We have a rewind button, or?
I don't have any clue of music theory. I only play, what I hear, what I feel, sometimes, and what Josh tells me. So this is my music theory.
Yeah, and this is also my problem. When I was in the 4th grade, is that correct? 4. Klasse?
Yeah.
I learned to play the flute, and I had 1 year. Can you call this music theory? I don't know. But I can read notes. But I cannot play after them. And over time, playing tabs and reading some notes, I barely know some things, but it's called Quintenzirkel in German.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is in English, and I never understood it.
Brings up another question. How come when you Germans make words, you feel like you have to use half the alphabet in each of them?
What?
It's like the German words. It's like,
You don't like the long words, or?
Yeah, like. Oh, it's called in German. It's like, and then it just means like toast, like just toast. That's straight and to the point. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Andrea Cannon's here. How are you doing? I'm trying to get Andrea Cannon on guitar on Music Theory Hour, but she's resistant.
Okay.
So, you both started out with guitar, basically. I mean, you had that unfortunate experience with flute before that, but
Hey, it's a cool instrument, and I could really annoy my parents at this time. This was a lucky thing.
Oh. See, I guess I was precocious enough to learn how to annoy my parents without music. I found all these great other ways that didn't even involve music too. So, how did you get into keyboards, and Carolyn, how did you get into drums?
Oh, this is an interesting story. Yeah,
That's all we have time
this is oh yeah, I think so. It was a long way. It was a hard way. Yeah, to be honest, I started playing guitar when I was around 22. Now I'm almost 40, and we had a lot of friends who started playing guitar and bass, and we always had the idea to start a band. And we got better and better, not really good, but we could play together, jam together. It was a lot of fun. But we never started a band. And in 2017, I was so sad about it that we never started a band that I bought a loop station and played with myself. I'm sorry. Made music by myself with different guitar parts.
And the keyboard.
Yeah.
And the keyboard.
Yeah, I had my parents gave me a present for my eighth birthday. It was a really cheap Casio keyboard where you could play some sounds, and yeah, I never sold it, and this was our starting keyboard.
Yes.
Yeah, and then everything developed time after with time. And yeah, and this is where we got now.
Yeah,
this is the way we got here. I don't know.
Let me ask this then, because I think I see where this is going. So then you were like, well, now I can play guitar and keys and do loops. Carolyn plays bass. The only thing we're missing is a drummer.
Yes,
Carolyn,
and
you learned to play drums.
No,
Yes.
not really. We at first we used the internal drums from the Boss RC loop station, which sounds absolutely awful.
Amazing.
Yeah, but at this time I was so happy to have it and to play with it. It was, yeah, it was a thing. I don't know.
It works.
I'll tell you a funny story about that. I was doing this guy as an Inspirator had a raid train, and I was part of it. We were supposed to showcase the newest song of ours, and then they were all going to be put on an album, which is out, by the way. Catless Stokai did the engineering on the song.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah, but the tune that I was doing was a reggae tune in 5/4. So on that Boss one, at least the one I have, the looper, you can tell it what style and you can tell it what time signature.
Yeah.
So I put in 5/4 and I put in reggae, and when I would start it, it would collapse instantly. And I tried like 3 times, and it was almost like the guys who designed it never thought anybody would try to play reggae in 5/4, and it just kept stopping when I asked it to do that. So yeah, having an actual person drum is probably a step up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what?
I saw it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Carolyn is an actual person.
I think so. Sometimes
Yeah.
yes. Sometimes yes.
A very hungry and sleepy person, but
But it's enough for
the
drum
time
playing.
difference between these, you can have some minutes where she's playing drums.
Yeah.
And sometimes bass too.
So, Carolyn, how did you end up playing drums?
Yeah, it starts when I thought by myself we need real drums. So, but I
We had
never-
a e-drum set standing here from a friend.
Yes.
You remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember. We had an e-drum set from a friend here, and I tried it, and it was okay.
She was really good.
It was okay.
For the less time she was practicing, but
So and and then we got the idea to buy HPD 20 a hand drum set.
from Roland hand
Yeah.
drum. Yes.
And then I took my first steps to play drums.
And we looped the drum parts from Caroline too,
Yes.
so that we have our regular looping part
and at this moment I played the bass guitar live.
Yeah.
So and after I don't know 2 years I played, or 1.5 year, I'm not sure. I said to myself, I think I would like to have a real drum set. I don't know if I can play it, but I would like to have it. And so
this was a really, really glad situation for me.
yes.
This was
And so we bought it and tried it, and it worked. So so it's 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I started playing drums, and it works somehow. I don't know how.
You're doing well for 2.5 years, yeah.
So even
And,
I don't
it's
like
great.
to practice.
But the advantage is you don't have to now have the arguments you had with those 70-year-olds, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Now it's just arguments between Carolyn and Josh, which I suspect Carolyn usually wins in a very short amount of time.
but not in the music thing, fortunately.
Oh, so Tim asks, what are your favorite types of rhythms? Does loud count? What are your favorite types of rhythms? You two?
Yeah, 4/4. We have 98% in 4/4, and I think we have 2 songs, but I don't know if they are 3/4 or 6/8. But somehow it's working.
That's one of those things that people argue about, and I think very often stupidly. Because if you're feeling it as a fast 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or if you're feeling it as like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, it doesn't matter. It's going to sound the same. So why do people argue about whether it's 4/4 or 6/8? That's how I feel about it. Now, if somebody says, "Well, no, because this is definitely 6/8," I'll just say, "Yep, you're right," and I'll leave it at that. I don't to those arguments.
Yeah, it's all mathematically so. But you cannot tell this a guy who is really into music. So.
Well, that's a good one, regular you. I think the problem sometimes is that people who want to argue about music theory is that they want to be right about something. So
that's a really big human issue, I think.
Yes, I agree. I think that's a big problem with humans. I don't generally like human beings very much, for the most part. Yeah, me and humans don't get along so well.
Same here, I think.
Absolutely agree.
Except the chat. The chat is best.
Yes, everybody in chat is great. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think everybody in chat is human, though. I think we've got a handful of bots, a couple of octopuses.
But this is one thing I learned about Twitch. We discovered Twitch, what is it, 2.5 years ago?
Yeah.
Around that.
Yes.
And it's such a kind community. This is really, really great.
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of them are just freaking hysterical. Like, you get Splar and Cat in the same chat, and it's hard to even make music just because I'll be laughing so hard at what these two are doing. Add in Custom Blink and Hayes Anderson, and it's just off the hook. Tim Calloway's not funny at all. That's, he kind of balances the chat.
And what about Herma Firma?
Well, he just smells bad, which is odd since it's in chat.
Okay.
Like, how does he manage that? Thank you, Tim. I'm glad that you can handle that. By the way, Tim, I have a rehearsal later. I'm in this new band, and the singer and main songwriter is an Australian guy, and we spend so much of the rehearsal time me making jokes about Australia. Nice way to make the rehearsal go by. Yeah. So so you finally got yourselves the instrumentation to be a band. How do you go about creating the music? Because you say you don't know any music theory, but you've got to have some kind of way of saying, what notes am I going to play and where am I going to play them and what.
Yeah, it's just by ear. If it sounds harmonically in my ears, then yeah, then it's probably correct for me. And yeah, we always almost always start the same way. I pick up the guitar and play some chords the way I'm feeling now. If sometimes it's a special situation that happened or whatever, and yeah, this is most of the time the verse. Is it verse?
Verse.
Yeah. Sometimes it's also the chorus, and then I have to add a verse, and yeah, then we start to play. We record this on our beautiful loop station. We have we started with 3 tracks, so that we have verse, chorus, and
Interlude.
We call it interlude, bridge.
Yeah.
I even do not know the difference, but it's a third part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we start to play some things over it. Sometimes a guitar riff, or some pad sounds, or some synth melodies, and the last thing we add is always the lyrics and the vocal melody.
And the choreography, of course.
Yeah.
This is always improvised. So this is not studied, it's always improvised.
So,
Yeah.
but the songs, the genesis of the songs is in your guitar chords, you're saying, Josh?
Yes.
So
What is Genesis? What is Genesis? It's the
they were this band in the 70s. I'm kidding.
yeah.
Genesis
I know.
Genesis means beginning or the origin.
It's the beginning. Yes.
So, Caroline, how do you deal with putting your drum and bass parts to those chords and things that Josh has created?
Yeah, he shows me which chords he plays, and yeah, I try those chords on the bass guitar, and sometimes if I get the feeling, it works, but sometimes Josh has to play the bass for me, and I have to practice what he's playing.
Or we develop the parts together, or there is one note not on the scale, so we have to move it by a half note.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And drums is only by feeling. So
Yeah.
how I feel the song, what he's playing, and I just started playing the drums, and yeah, sometimes it took a little bit, um, but some songs, oh my god, getting really fast to me, and I have the feeling and the move, and yeah, so this is how it works the
And do
most
you
time.
find that as you write more songs, the process is becoming easier or quicker?
For me, not.
I think your parts always developed more difficult
Yes, this is correct. Yeah,
over time.
but
Ah,
yeah, this is something what is really good, that I don't have this music theory in mind, so I just play what I'm thinking, and yeah, and it's getting better, I think. Hopefully.
and about how many songs do you all have that you
Oh,
play in this?
25 around.
yeah, 25.
Huh. Um,
But a
and
whole more ideas, which are sleeping
oh,
somewhere.
you've got more unfinished things still?
Yes, a lot of unfinished things. Yeah.
Sometimes I've had unfinished things that sit around literally for years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we already deleted the most of them because the time is over to finish them.
Yeah.
If you have lyrics for a special situation, then I think it's a different thing. But as we compose our songs backwards with the music and the melody at first, yeah,
It's kind of different to get to it again.
yeah. This is what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Somebody had told me, and then somebody else told me that this isn't true, but that there are people who have theorized, let's say, that that was one reason the Beatles they had such a wide variety in their music. Is sometimes they would start with the music, and sometimes they would start with lyrics. You know, so sometimes they would start with chords, sometimes they would start with a melody. They didn't necessarily always start the same way. I mean, it's probably easier when you're a big superstar and all you have to do is and you stop touring and all you have to do is sit home and write songs. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think we have only one or two songs where I start to write the lyrics first, and then we
We
tried
made a
to,
song out of it.
yeah, we tried to build it up on the keyboard as bass, and then put the other parts to it. But it's not that easy to find the right mood on the instruments for me. If when I write the song, but
To write first the music and then the lyrics to
it's
it.
easier.
Yeah, for me too.
A thing about that, but before we say that, I just want to say, Tim, I agree with you in that I think people very often don't give George Martin enough credit for what he did with the Beatles. That I've heard there were many times that one of them would come in and just strum the chords and sing it, and then he would do the entire arrangement around that, and of course it would come out as written by John Lennon. But Martin's input was indispensable. So I didn't know that you'd ever written any of the lyrics, Carolyn, because I don't think I've heard you sing on any WAP stuff ever.
No.
Okay, but you do contribute to the lyrics.
Yes, sometimes yes.
Ah.
Yeah. It's it depends. Some songs we write together. Some songs are written by Josh, and some ones are written by
Yeah,
myself.
if someone has an idea, then we try it, and if it's working, then it's working.
Okay.
Yeah. when we tried also that I take or I sing in the background as well, but it's very difficult to play drums and sing. We just tried it one time in our stream.
It wasn't working that bad.
Yeah, it was okay,
But
but
the next stream we tried it again, and
It was
it was
completely-
horrible.
yes,
Not the singing at all, but the
playing
drums.
during
And I think timing is really important in music. And the timing was
very bad.
very bad.
yes.
Huh. So I'm wondering if there was some way that if somebody wanted to be able to play drums and sing at the same time, that there's a way they could go about it. If there was something they could do that would enable them to do that. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I feel like there is. There's something musicians do when they're confronted.
Yeah, we know one drummer from a German band. He's playing drums while he's standing. Standing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays stand-up drums. I don't know. He's not sitting during his drumming, and he sings. So it's very interesting, and it sounds great.
Oh, that's right. Practicing. That was the word I was looking for.
Oh,
Practicing.
That would probably do it. Or so I've been told.
No.
Yeah, there is a I think it's called a theory that you have to have 10,000 hours on an instrument to be a master of it.
Huh.
Nah.
10,000 hours playing the instrument, or just have to be like hanging out with it? Like,
Yeah, you have to put it in your bed, and if you have one guitar left, one guitar right, it's even better, you know.
yeah, there's 8 hours right there.
Yes.
You know.
8 hours?
Every
No,
day, 8 hours
just
every
to,
day,
to,
yeah.
to be serious, I don't know if this is correct, but yeah, 10,000 hours to sing, 10,000 hours to play guitar, 10,000 hours to play whatever, keyboard, piano, drums, bass.
I think, I may be wrong about this, but I think it was Malcolm Gladwell who came up with the 10,000 hours thing. And I've never read any of his books, but people told me in his books he presents the logic behind that and the evidence for it. But I've often wondered, is that like 10,000 hours just on your own dicking around, or is that if you get instruction, does that reduce the amount of hours you need?
Yeah, it's not 10,000 hours exactly, if I remind it correctly, but yeah, there are some human beings who learn and develop faster than somebody is not that talented, maybe, and it takes more time. I don't know. I think not everybody can reach the level of John Frusciante on guitar or Prince. I don't know. I don't think that if I will have whatever 50,000 hours, I will be that good. I don't think so.
And are those hours metric or standard?
Both.
Well, it's funny you mentioned John Frusciante because I love his playing, but to me, he's not like the most technically advanced guitarist. You know, he's not like a Steve Vai or an Alan Holdsworth or something like that. But I think this goes to the point of with the 10,000 hours. If you want to master a skill, maybe you need that. But do you need to master the music skill in order to express something?
Yeah, this comes to the thing too.
I think you have to decide what you want.
Yeah, music, as you said in the beginning, my opinion is that you can make great music with simple, I don't know, chord progressions or simple licks. I think.
was worried you were going to say simple bandmates.
Sorry?
Good thing you pulled out of that one. Yeah, I would agree with you. for me, I'll say something that might be controversial. I feel that sometimes, see, when I was 13, playing G, C, and D was complicated, you know. But then I got to the point where now it feels simple. So I think some of it is getting ourselves to the place where the music we want to make is simple.
Yeah, and that you can directly become one with your instrument and play whatever comes in your mind.
Right. Hey, Ayward's here. Everybody give Ayward a follow. Do you guys know Ayward?
Hello.
Hey.
Ayward was on Music Theory Hour.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice.
The most pain in the ass guest I've ever had.
Okay.
But not after this stream.
Tim, is that true? Because I went through David Burge's perfect pitch course 3 times, and I still don't have perfect pitch. Okay, Ayward's kind of saying what I was saying. And by the way, there's a great quote from Picasso where he once said something along the lines of, "I'm always doing what I can't do in order that I'll be able to do it."
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, Tim. It's around age 9, right? That you can't learn perfect pitch after age 9. I heard 9 was the cutoff date.
Okay. So it's much too late, I would say.
Yeah, for all of us.
For all of us, yes.
If you're less than 9, you're probably not on Twitch. You're not on this channel. That's
I think so. Yes.
So, I think a big question that probably almost everybody wants to know, but they're afraid to ask, so I'll be the one to ask, is what makes the princess so angry?
Not enough sleep and not enough food.
Yes.
Just those 2 things.
Yes.
Shall we tell the honest truth?
Yes, you can tell it.
No, I would like you to tell it. No.
I should tell it?
Yeah, tell it.
Okay. Yeah, it was. I don't know. We watched some years ago the
TV show called The Mentalist.
The Mentalist, yes.
Oh.
And there is a police officer, a woman, and she's very tough and cool woman, and she has to wear a dress for a wedding. And when she tried this dress on,
and she's not the typical woman to wear
a dress,
woman-like clothes.
Correct, and she looks very, very
beautiful, but not very satisfied.
Yes.
And the main character, the mentalist, said to her, "You're looking like an angry princess."
Yeah.
And
and that was the moment when Josh says, "Hey, she's like you. You're looking like her when you're wearing dresses too." So this is where the name came from, that he called me from this moment on the angry princess. And because I'm not the typical woman too, I don't like to wear dresses or something woman-like, and so yeah. I always look angry then, mostly. Yeah.
So you don't take her to a lot of weddings then, I assume.
Oh no.
not in these dresses.
No. No. If I can avoid it, I will avoid it.
Yeah, you cannot win in every situation, you know.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I feel the same, Ayward. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, if somebody, like your best friend who's getting married and says, "Oh, do you want to be a maid of honor?" You'd be like, "Oh, I'm busy that day."
I think so. Yes. I maybe break a leg or something like this. I think I will find a solution then.
she's got this phony cast that she just puts on and takes a selfie of herself to show her friends. Yeah, I can't go. Sorry, my leg's broke.
Yep.
But I'm getting out of the cast the morning after your wedding, so.
Correct.
How fortunate I'll still be able to go to work.
You have to have priorities. Yeah.
So, do we have any other questions for the WAP vote? In the chat I'm talking about, yeah. So you've got 25 songs written. Are they available on anything other than Twitch? Do you have Bandcamp? Are they on Spotify or Deezer or anything like that?
No, unfortunately not. We have nothing. We have recorded them, but only the single parts and not very accurate. Yeah. And the plan was to record them.
Yeah, someday we will try to.
But we are kind of lazy and all takes a lot of time, so.
You really sold that, the whole, no. Oh, wait, we have nothing.
We have nothing. We have some songs from recordings from our streams on YouTube, but they aren't the best too. And yeah, I think the recordings have to be good enough for me. So
who told you that? That's not a rule.
No, for my own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but our plan is that we record them one day in a good record. No, it's not record. Yeah, recording. Yeah, and then we are planning to upload them on Spotify or some other platforms. But I think it takes maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, too much things come in between.
Yeah.
If you are a full-time musician and you can do it that way, then it's a lot of easier. But
with a full-time job, it's not that easy to have the time for it too.
This was a sort of advantage. It was an advantage and disadvantage in the 90s when nobody owned very few people owned their own recording apparatus. So you had to rent a studio, but then that meant we're recording on Wednesday and we're mixing on Thursday and it's fucking done. You know,
Okay.
You couldn't do the whole, because I don't know if you're doing this, but I do this all the time where it's like, oh, I've got the tracks. I have to mix those sometime. Mm-hmm. And then 3 weeks later, I'll pull them out and start doing some mixing, and then I'll have to finish this, and then another month and a half goes by, and So the disadvantage back then was you had to spend a shitload of money renting these places, but or what to me seemed like a large amount of money. But the advantage was that it was finished.
Yeah.
You know, and because we didn't have much money, usually that's what we did. There was one day for tracking and one day for mixing, and the album is done.
Yeah. So I think sometimes that in the 90s it was a little bit easier to start making music.
No, I think the recording quality you have in your home studios now, if you do it correctly, is so huge.
But
we are listening to a lot of what is it, rock, metal, I don't know. Tell me. Yeah. And I remember the recordings 10, 15, 20 years ago was really not good. And now, since I think 3-4 years, the recordings of every single band who puts out a record that you can buy regularly isn't that bad anymore. It became really good, and yeah.
Yeah.
That is the advantage in that we have more control over what we do.
Yeah, even the guitar modeling amplifiers, if you use it,
so much better
or
than
if you use plugins, you don't have to have I don't know, 1, 2, 3, or 5 really expensive guitar amps and record them with different, very expensive microphones, and have an expensive interface or whatever. If you have a good modeler, then it's maybe not that good as 5 very expensive amps, but
but it's much cheaper than 5 very expensive.
Yeah, it's much cheaper, and it gets really near, I think, in this time.
Yeah. And also with the digital technology, there's things that, they couldn't do back in the days of tape. It's so easy to like take a verse and, move it over here. Oh, I played this one wrong note. I'm speaking hypothetically. Clearly, none of us ever played a wrong note. But, oh, I played this wrong note. I'll just take the right note from here and put it there.
Yeah, you see it on so much streamers are doing this with Ableton. They record the notes on a master keyboard, and then they switch them live during the stream. Really interesting.
Hey, Chabu.
Hey, welcome in.
Hey, Chow, how you doing? Regular Human's making a good point, and I think this has been going on for a while, but where, and there's a piano player that I play with. I'm actually doing a gig with him Saturday afternoon, who was around in the 70s. And he said in the 70s, live music was like this miraculous thing. People wanted to go out and hear live music, but also because back then, he says, we think records were an amazing thing back then, but people didn't own a lot because they seemed expensive. And what Regular Human's saying, I believe is true too, that because music is ubiquitous, people aren't valuing it the same way. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like like Regular Human says, it's every time everything is, you can have it everywhere, and the feelings what you have in the 90s or something like that, when you were able to buy a CD or a record from your favorite artist, is not the same anymore as years ago.
Yeah, and because one bad side of the thing that the recording possibilities got so cheap is that everybody puts out records.
Yeah.
And I think they are really good. There are some streamers here on Twitch. They have music on Spotify, and it sounds really great, sound quality wise, and from composing side. So the competition is really, really high. Sorry?
That's the thing I wanted to say too, is that because something that I do, and I do it just because I like their music, but there's streamers and even local bands like Media Crime, for instance, who I like their stuff, and I'll put it into playlists along with these big popular global artists. And when I have it on shuffle, I notice that the not just the music quality, but the sound recording quality for a lot of these local groups is not worse than those of the major label bands. So I think it's like what you're saying. The sound qualities are great.
Yeah.
Oh, Mango Mindset just raided in. We can't do the raid song.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome in.
Welcome, Raiders.
How was your stream, Mango? Mango was also on Music Theory Hour.
Ah.
I think he could tell a lot more than we could.
He, what I said before about A-word might not be true. Mango might have been the most pain in the ass. I repressed the memory of that.
You're so kind.
Yeah, and well, part of the problem, Tim, is that genres have always, I think, been a marketing thing, anyhow. Um, oh, he performed with a big band outside. Wow, I wish I would have seen that. Yeah,
Oh,
I might
nice.
agree with you too on that one, Hayward. I think too that when we didn't have streaming, you'd buy a new CD or tape or record or whatever, 8 track, depending on what age you were in. And this was the new music. So you listen into all, like, for me growing up, we listened to every song on the album multiple times
Yeah.
because this was a new album that
Yeah.
we had. Yeah. Whereas I
And
find
this
here
is
with a
how
lot
I
of my
do it
students,
these days too. We have no Spotify. We just buy records,
Yeah.
and if I like one record, it plays for weeks here until I get a better one or want to hear an old one.
Yeah.
wow, playing the same record for weeks, that doesn't make the princess angry?
No.
If she
Because
likes it too, and if she has enough cookies.
I'm satisfied with it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Something different, regular human. Oh, that's right, KTG. I think KTG FTW, if you know that streamer, she was on Music Theory Hour, and between you and me, I think she might have been a little tipsy. That was a riot, yeah. Um, but I have students where it's their favorite song they want to learn, and I'll figure out the chords or the melody or the riff, whatever, and show it to them. And then the next week they haven't learned it because they're not listening to that song anymore. They're on to another one. It's like,
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
you haven't
this
even
is our
listened to
time
it
now.
for a few days. Yeah.
Everything is so fast.
Yeah. So sometimes I even think I'm old. I'm too old for this
You are old.
movement. I don't like the changes or anything else.
Yeah, it's beginning now. It's
yeah,
beginning.
It's already starting.
Yeah, soon you two are going to be yelling out the window, telling the kids to get off your lawn.
Oh,
This started also.
yes. Sometimes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the attention span thing is real.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I actually heard somebody say that, and it was comparing it to, yeah, for nose.
Yeah.
um, they were it was comparing it to a thing that people have said about GMO, that there have been things like, I think broccoli was created by combining, having different plants breed together and stuff, and Dachshunds were created for fox hunters. They just kept breeding lower to the ground dogs together until they had those little hot dog things. The person was saying that the reason that's not as dangerous as the GMO stuff is that it took a while. You had to have successive generations before you had this new species or new plant or whatever, and the environment got used to it. But what GMO does is gives you a new thing immediately, and nothing is used to this thing existing. And then this person was saying the same thing is true with technology. Technology has been changing faster than human beings can adapt to it. And they were positing that this low attention span and thing like that is because, I know so many streamers who it's like, oh, hey, thanks for coming to my stream. Follow me on Instagram and check out my YouTube and go to my TikTok and my, my this thing and that thing. I don't even know what some of these platforms are called anymore. Check me
Spotify.
out on Spotify and on Deezer.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's gotten to the point where it's like, I can't divide my attention. Me personally, I can't divide my attention among these things. But I guess kids who are growing up with that, they're developing a lower attention span because they have to keep shifting from platform to platform to keep up with everything.
Yeah, this is a good thought, I think.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think it's getting more worse.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I would agree. More worse is definitely the right way to say it right now. Yeah. But look at the bright side, though. Probably, I'm thinking maybe 100, 150 years max, the human race will be completely extinct and it'll all be fine.
Yeah, this is the way it will go.
Yes. Yeah.
100 to 150 years.
Yes.
Maybe it'll be quicker than that, but
yeah, there is a chance, the real chance, but it's not interesting. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
So.
And then the octopuses can take over.
Oh yes.
will they still live?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I bet they will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They're pretty hardy little fuckers.
All right.
Have you ever tried to fight an octopus?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
clearly
me
not,
too.
or we would know.
I don't want to meet them. I only eat them
They're actually
sometimes.
really nice. Just don't get into a fight with them. Yeah. Don't pull your angry princess bullshit on an octopus.
Oh God. They are tasty, yes.
It's octopuses. For you got to pluralize.
Octopuses.
So what else? Well, actually, this is the other thing I wanted to ask because you mentioned John Frusciante. Who were some of the people that attracted you to music? What made you want to play music?
Yeah, for me, it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I started hearing them when I was 16. Yeah, until now. This is my absolutely favorite band. And John Frusciante is one big part of it. Yeah, this is why I wanted to learn guitar.
One funny thing about that band is John Frusciante has been almost half of the guitarists in that band.
Half would say they are only two, but they are a lot of more. And you mean the time that the times?
Oh yeah, because he's joined the band I think 3 separate times.
Yeah, it's the third time, or I don't know.
It might be the 4th time.
Yeah, but Josh Klinghoffer was also a good part of the band. I really like the 2 albums they put out, the 2 records.
And Hillel Slovak, of course.
Sorry?
Fantastic. Hillel Slovak, who was on Uplift Mofo Party Plan, and I think 1 or 2 of the albums before that. Oh, I didn't think they fired him, Regular Human. I thought that he was leaving, and then that left it open for Frusciante to come back.
No. They got in contact with John and asked him to come back, and then they told Josh to leave.
Oh, that I didn't know. And I'll say this too, yeah, Dave Navarro played on that one album, which is not a bad album. It's just that the 2 songs that became singles, to me, were the weakest songs on that record.
I personally only like the records beginning with Californication. The records before, I don't like that much.
Oh, okay.
There are a few songs that I like and that are really popular, but the real big thing for me was Californication, By the Way, Stadium Arcadium. Yeah, and the new...
So wait a minute, you didn't like Blood Sugar Sex Magic?
Yeah, I think this is the better one with, I don't know, is it Under the Bridge?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there are really, really good songs on it, but Californication is my most favorite, I think. Stadium Arcadium is really cool with 26 tracks.
The thing I like about Josh's playing is that he's very minimalist in his approach. The second time I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I think they opened with Power of Equality, and for his guitar solo, he played 1 note, bent it, stood in front of the amp for a few measures, and he was done.
Yeah, this is some kind of magic of this band. I don't know if I try this, it feels completely weird, and but in this circumstances it fits, and yeah, and the crowd is going wild on it.
So, Carolyn, who's your inspirations?
He does not mean cooking experts, you know.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't have really a music inspiration because, yeah, I have, how can I say it? I have my favorite bands for sure, but they're not inspiring me to do music. So this is.
Oh, that's curious.
Yes, I know. And
Most of it start out with people who we listen to that we emulate, and want to sound like Jimi Hendrix, John Frusciante, whoever. So, Regular Human wants to know who those favorite bands of yours are. The Carpenters, I bet, right?
no. My favorite band is
Start with a band with a standing drummer.
yeah, they call Die Ärzte. It's a German punk band. They are really cool, and I don't know if you know Die Toten Hosen. I think they are more known in USA than as a German
See,
band.
and that's the problem, though, is like, this is what I was saying before. You're going to get an album from them, they can't even fit that name on the CD thing. It probably has to like start on the front of the CD and then circle around the back to get their full band name in, right?
Oh, Die Ärzte isn't that long.
No, it's not that correct. Yeah.
Oh wait, I think that's the band that I was on your stream once, and D-Box was in the chat, and he told me I should check them out. He thought I would like them.
Yes. I remember it was the first time we started to stream, I think. So yeah, this is one of the bands. So and
I haven't checked them out only because I couldn't remember what that name was.
Now you have it in the chat.
yeah.
Yes, I have to remember that somehow.
Yeah, you need to make a live reaction stream.
Yes. Yeah. So this is my all-time.
Oh, this would be
favorite
great. Do not listen before to it. I heard your German is really good, so that you directly
Yeah.
can understand the lyrics perfectly. So, and start with songs from the 80s.
Yes.
Wie war das? Gabi hat einen Schäferhund or something like this. Yeah, this is perfect.
What's your language on this channel?
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I thought you said a bad word in German.
No.
No. It was not a bad word. It was just a German word.
Germans word
Oh,
are
wow.
German.
This one cover, they look so like there's some kind of combination of the police and German people.
No, they are only German people.
Which
Oh,
cover?
Poke Your Eyes Out is here.
Which cover do you?
Oh,
use?
that's clever, Regular Human. There was I grew up near a town called Akron in upstate New York. And there was a company there that made rulers called Akron Rule. But they would misspell Akron with 2 A's, so they would be first in the phone book. Oh, that they haven't mentioned Madonna yet?
No. And
Is
I just
Madonna
wanted
the-
to say, if someone mentioned Madonna, it's always Josh. Always.
Who is this Josh?
Madonna.
Yes.
I never met him. Hey, there's only one record I have from Madonna. It's a single. It's not a complete album. And when was it? End of the 90s, beginning 2000. It's called American Life. I really like this song. But it's the only song I prefer from her.
Yeah.
Well, isn't this a curious thing about music, though? There might be artists who you don't like, but then you'll hear some songs you like from them.
Yeah, even Britney Spears has some songs.
Toxic is a great song.
Or Going Under.
I don't think I've heard that one, or if I have, I don't
Yeah.
recognize it by the title. The Eurythmics, I think most of their stuff is trash, but we actually cover a song of theirs because I really like it. So,
Yeah.
and likewise the other way around. They could be. There's, I mean, the Who is one of my favorite bands, but they've got a handful of songs that are just dreadful.
Yeah, this is
And I think this is one cool thing about music. If you only concentrate on the music itself and do not know the background or concentrate on the background with all the commercials and whatever, if you like the music,
Yeah.
That's a great thing.
definitely.
If you can enjoy it,
Yeah.
then still.
And I think that makes your own music, gives it more of a, makes it less derivative, gives it more of your own personality. Because if you're somebody that likes, I don't know how to pronounce this band's name. How do you say it again? The Arts?
Die Ärzte.
The Arts.
It's German for the doctors.
Doctors, yeah.
Oh, that's why they look like that on their album covers. They look so doctorish.
Do they?
I don't know which album.
I only remember the record with a pizza
Yeah.
package.
So if you like the Arts, and you also like Britney Spears, and you also listen to Willie Nelson, you're probably going to create music that's very unique.
Yeah, it's kind of
I'm not
every.
advocating that anybody here listen to Willie Nelson. I'm just making a hypothetical statement, right?
We don't know him.
Yeah.
Not by name, I don't know.
Maybe we heard something of him, but
Yeah.
doesn't recognize him before, I guess. Yeah, but our songs have a lot of impact from every favorite band we have. So, yeah.
Yeah, to answer the question from Poke Your Eyes, as you can imagine, we started with different instruments, and we live here since 10 years,
Yeah.
and over the time they changed,
Yes.
but we weren't able to change the silhouettes
Yeah.
because
Oh,
the color, the painting color is already dry,
Yeah.
so we cannot get the same.
my assumption was always that you just never put them back in the right spot. Like,
It's
oh,
it's
the
it's not
center bass
fitting.
is supposed to go
It's not
here,
fitting.
But I already put the acoustic.
I think
bass
the
there.
only one is fitting is this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All others are sold.
Yeah.
Now.
Changed.
Oh, you upgraded.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And Caroline got that wonderful acoustic bass. Now,
This is correct. Yeah.
It's such a special thing. She only plays it when you redeem channel points.
Yeah, it was a
Right.
birthday present.
Yes.
Oh,
And it's very
I would
cool.
have made it several birthday presents.
For one birthday or
No, like for several. Like, here you go. This is your birthday present for this year and the next 3 years. You know.
Ah, yeah.
no, this isn't working. she can get really angry, you know.
Oh
As
yeah.
And one to take this 1 year, it's a long time.
Regular Human. You should come on Music Theory Hour, Regular Human. Who wants to see Music Theory Hour with Regular Human music?
I want to see it.
Okay, that's all we need.
Okay.
Just
Perfect.
that one vote puts it over the top.
Oh, all right, I vote for it too.
Okay, so now you definitely got to do it.
Ah.
I'm going to contact you, Regular Human. I mean, I would say I'll contact you and ask if you want to do it, but now it looks like you have to do it.
You don't have any
Two
choice
people
now.
said they want you to do one, so oh, we were going to do one too, Poke. So let's do that. Let's be in touch on Discord. I've been dropping the ball a little bit lately, so I don't think I even have anybody booked now after you two. So I have to like talk to some folks.
So you have now 2.
Oh, we are booked? Do we get any what is it?
Tantimes? No,
Do we
no
get
tantimes.
paid? Or is it only the 25% of chat that we
Yes, you get 25% of chat. That's what we agreed to.
Okay.
So let's try this. Hopefully you can all hear this. I'm going to play a song from these people. What about Dean Vampire? Do you know that one? Or Buddy Holly's Brill?
Oh, Buddy Holly's Brill. Yeah, yeah. Play this song.
No, this has to be a surprise. This have to be a surprise.
This is such a pastiche of 50s American music. I can see why they gave it the title. I like how the drummer isn't playing the snare on 2 and 4, but on the end of 2 and the 4.
Okay. I don't know. I've never heard about.
Oh, now it's
what?
on the 2 and 4.
Okay.
Oh, ah, all right.
Yeah, they made a lot of this stuff.
What does
And
Brill mean? When they say Buddy Holly's Brill,
glasses.
what's Brill?
Buddy Holly's glasses.
Oh, hang on, I can't hear you. I'm trying to see if I can change the volume. I can't find a way to change the volume just on the app here, which you'd think they would give me. So what does Brill mean when they say Buddy Holly's Brill?
It's glasses. Buddy Holly's
Oh!
glasses. Yes. And they
Which he was known for.
they sing about that Buddy Holly's glasses get lost. This is everything from this song. So
That, wow, yeah. And we all know what that feels like.
I don't know, yeah. So most of their songs doesn't make a lot of sense. They are only fun songs, punk songs, yeah.
Well,
But-
they don't make any sense to me.
Yes, because they
Yeah,
have
I
so
think
many-
this is what they are known for.
Yes. But they are called the best band in the world.
They call themselves.
By themselves?
Yeah, for
What
sure.
about Grace Kelly? They have a song on Grace Kelly, too.
Yes, they have. And they also have a song about Madonna's dickdarm.
They have a song
Now,
what?
now you have to translate too.
Just let me
It's
check,
called Madonna's Dickdarm.
and I will have a look what dickdarm is in English. Wait. Madonna's colonic? I don't know.
Yeah, the beginning was really stupid, but or silly.
Silly, yeah. Large bowl, yeah.
They're doing the backing vocals too, where the backing vocals are doing those chords.
Yeah. No one can do a better song about this.
They don't sound so much punk to me. They sound more new wave.
Yeah, maybe new wave, but they called themselves punks. Yeah.
Oh, you have to make a redeem for it, Herma Firma. Then you can sing on your own channel. That well-created song.
We can send you a link in Discord, Herma Firma, for this song.
It's even there with the rim on the snare drum. What are they singing about Grace Kelly?
She's dead. Grace Kelly is dead.
I can never hear Caroline over the music. What were they saying about Grace Kelly?
Grace Kelly is dead.
Oh! When did that happen?
I don't know.
Wow. Something I appreciate in bands when I hear it is I like how the drummer is being really creative, but not trying to be creative. Good one, Hayward. But not forcing themselves to be creative. Like there are points when the drummer will play like a straight beat, but then they did things like they had that rim thing they were doing in the middle of that one, or like I said on the Buddy Holly one where they weren't playing on 2 and 4, but then when it went to the chorus, they switched to 2 and 4. So
Okay.
I think that's a balance that I feel like that most of us creative musicians have to make. Like, when are we going to do the predictable thing, and when are we going to do the non-predictable thing? I feel we don't want to lean all the way one way or all the way other way. If we're always doing the predictable thing, then our music sounds like it doesn't sound like us. It's like, what?
Yep.
If we're always avoiding the predictable thing, it can sometimes sound like it's forced, like it's not working. So
yeah, some drummers can play it and some not. So
Well said.
yes, I can't play it. I have to be
Does
honest.
the fact that you guys do everything with looping, because there's only the pair of you, does that affect how you go about making music?
Yeah, sure. You are kind of limited with the loop station. We already have 6 tracks, which is a lot of more at the beginning with only 3 tracks, and you have overdubs that you can do and undo. But I need more tracks, and what is Bedienung? To handle it could be a lot easier. Yeah, and if you play a riff, it repeats every time you start the chorus or the verse, and it's repeating. It's every time the same, so you cannot make alternatives.
Yeah.
Or you cannot. It cannot develop. The riff cannot develop.
Yeah.
So it's kind of limited, but this makes it also easier, so that you don't have to remember all the licks or all the riffs.
Yeah, but it sounds the most time the same.
You don't have to admit to this, but did you ever have it where you started layering the loops and you get to like the 5th or 6th one and you play a wrong note and you're like, fuck, well, I'm going to start over from the beginning again? Or do I have to hear that mistake every time that loop plays?
Yeah, I think every second song.
What?
Yeah, you can do the safe thing that you press undo or end the overdub after every time you play it, and if it's played correctly, and you play another overdub over it, and it's not working correctly, then you can only undo the last overdub and play it again. So you don't have to correct the first 4, layers.
Oh, yes, but then you have to like I know what you mean, at least on the loop station, the loop pedal I've got, but like what'll happen is if I have it looping and then I play like 3 things and I hit undo, it thinks all 3 of those things I'm undoing, which is
No, you can you can stop recording before you hit undo, and then it saves.
Oh, and then it will only
until you
and then
delete
we'll
the
get
whole
the
track.
last one. Oh, you see, I just learned something very important. That's some serious music theory I just learned here. How to actually get the most out of my
I think the most interesting loopers are with Ableton, where you have every recording is a separate track, and I think you have unlimited tracks because it's a computer, and you can change everything, or can stop it or delete it. Yeah.
That's why Eonce is always recommended. I try to go with Ableton for that reason. But then I would have to buy equipment.
Yeah, we don't have Ableton too.
Yeah.
We are using our beautiful Boss loop station, and this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you have to be like a wealthy guy, like regular human, to be able to get. Ableton.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
if you want to donate us, here we are.
No, I think it's kind of difficult to set it up, because we are looping with our feeds, and every streamer you see who is using Ableton Push has the thing on the table.
Oh yeah.
And
how does that work? Well, I mean, you don't know because you don't do it, but you know, when you're using the foot pedal, you press it while you're playing to get the start.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're gonna press a button, then I have to get my hand all the way back here to start. I feel
that's a real problem. Many streamers are doing that, and you use a small break to do this, but they will not continue playing after they hit the button. So they make a break for one loop or.
Yeah, that sounds like they're a bunch of losers then.
If you say this.
Yeah.
I think the
Zossi Music just raided. How are you, Zossi?
Hey, rate us.
Hello.
What was your stream about, Zossi? We also got raided by Mango Mindset Live, who, by the way, you all should be following. But give Zossi Music a follow if you've been here too. We're doing Music Theory Hour today, Zossi Music. We're talking with Carolyn and Josh of WAP Music. WAP, which is a German word, which means those who want the kids off their lawn.
Sorry?
And we've been discussing music theory and various tangential subjects.
Yeah, and Coincidence is the only one who's talking since 1.5 hours, because we don't know anything about music theory.
Yeah, it's been actually a great stream. I've just been going on in this endless monologue while the two of them have been sitting.
But it's really interesting.
Yeah.
We learned a lot.
Just sitting here. We are just how it calls actors? No.
You are an actor, yes.
Background actor.
Oh, so Irish Fiddle and Mozart Requiem. Yeah, those two things go together.
Yes, we are German.
Yes.
We are from Germany.
You're both German, right?
Yes.
We are. Yeah.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't live near Munich, do you? You don't live near Mango, right?
No, we live near
Near
Cologne.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know where those things are because I
It's
don't
in
know.
The other end of Germany.
The other end?
Oh,
No, it's mid
the
of
good
Germany.
side, right?
Cologne?
Cologne?
It's not far from the Netherlands.
Yes.
And Netherlands, doesn't Netherlands sound like it's a euphemism for hell?
Why?
Because it's the Netherlands. Doesn't it sound like it's like the lowest?
Hey,
lowest
when I was a kid or 20 years old, this was the only place where we can buy special cookies. So I have a positive connection with the Netherlands, you know? Because the border is not far away and you can reach with a bicycle.
Oh, and you guys aren't nutty about borders over there, right? Or like, oh, you can't come over here if you're not from this country. We're going to deport you to El Salvador then. No
It's
matter what
disgusting what's happening, but
No, it's not the same here. You can
Yeah.
go over it and there you are.
So Zasi Music's going to be visiting. Going to
Oh,
Bonn and hopefully Cologne.
then you are here nearby.
Yeah. You should go over and play ball on WAP's lawn.
Yeah.
And then they're going to yell at you. That'll be so much fun.
I think so.
So we've also been entertaining questions. If anybody has any questions about anything music theory related, that's within WAP's wheelhouse. Zasa, you know WAP's music, right? How they, it's very clever what they do. They both start playing something, and then like magic, you hear that stuff play again, but they're not playing it now. And then they play other stuff.
yeah, it's a computer.
Yeah. They're trying to be bots. They figure, human beings, we were talking about, human beings are going to be extinct in like, a century or so. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to become bots because they think that's the wave of the future. Yes, you should follow and catch a stream. They are great streamers, and they're the type of streamers I feel deserve way more of an audience than they're getting.
Thank you.
Not the most talented, but sometimes funny.
Yes.
There's times I've been on your stream and it was like me, Hayes, and Herfurfer, which me and Hayes are two people, and Herfurfer kind of counts as -1. So it's basically like you got a net one person on your stream at that point.
One person is better than no person.
Depending on the person.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
So now you guys were saying that you just play by feel, but do you sometimes get curious as to what are these things we're playing? Is this?
Yeah, we know what we are playing. If you do you mean what it's written down on paper with
like
the exact?
When you're playing a Lydian scale or when you're playing a backbeat.
I think we always play the same scale, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, this is what I figured out after some songs and some years that. Yeah, it's almost in the same scale. It changes from not that much, and I think Lydian we aren't playing, but I like the sound of it.
Well, and certainly there are genres of music where they favor certain scales, and sometimes even just one scale. If you were going to play blues guitar, you could learn one scale, right? Like Ray Hewitt's saying, yeah, you could learn the minor pentatonic. Robin Trower, guitarist who's I think still alive, he was around I think in the mid-70s is when he came out. I've only ever heard one scale from that guy in all that time. So you could get a career out of one scale.
Yeah. Maybe someday.
we won't, but there are guys.
Ranu-san, who is very familiar with a lot of Middle Eastern type musics, great streamer, but doesn't stream anymore, unfortunately. But he was on here once, but he told me about a klezmer clarinet player who was being interviewed, and this guy said, for you, D minor is a key, but for me, it's a career.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, one thing I'm missing is I like to play guitar solos. I like to play them, and yeah, with our, I don't know, 15, 20, 25 songs, there are missing a lot of techniques that the solos sound different enough that they don't get boring from song 1 to 25. You know what I mean? So I have not enough technique.
It would make it easier in the recording studio though, because then you could record a solo once and then just copy and paste it into all the songs.
Yes.
This is what I do. Yeah. What I do live, and I in a recording situation, it could only be one.
Because as we learned before, one day recording and one day playing. So you have
Mastering.
no time, and so you have to
Yeah.
only one solo and put it in every song.
Well, on Regular Human, I think what happened with Ron was that he just wasn't. My theory is, I think he wasn't getting, his channel wasn't really growing to the degree he wanted, and he stopped. It might also be that maybe he just had other things going on with his life. There's nothing serious, there's nothing wrong with him, or nothing bad happened. I think he just found that Twitch wasn't for him, which is a shame because he was brilliant. I really loved his streams. But something I will say though, that to me, one of the most important things in guitar playing is the sound. And I think you have a great tone, Josh, especially when you're playing your Paul Reed Smith.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. If you got a good sound, you can solo and play 2 notes, and it's fucking great. So
yeah, like John Frusciante. Yeah. Yeah, but if you do this 20 songs, every time the same, yeah, then it's getting boring.
It would, except that people have such short attention spans these days.
Yeah, we need to have younger viewers.
Yeah. So every time you do it, they'll be like, "This is brilliant. I've never heard anything like it," because they don't remember that they heard something like it the previous song. You see, that's how you're taking advantage of the younger culture.
Yeah.
This is correct. Yeah.
We should try this.
Yes.
You should. Although I'm worried that your attention span is going to be such that when we close this out, you're going to be like, "What? Jimmy said something brilliant we were going to."
No, we made notes under the desk and.
You know, incidentally, that's another thing that if you haven't been on WAP stream, a great thing about their stream is, as you can tell, they're just wonderful people, and it's always a lot of fun. The jokes that, chat will start making jokes and you guys will play along, and it's just a riot.
Yeah.
I think it was your 1-year stream anniversary when they had you had a tiara, Carolyn did, but Josh had one of those conical party hats.
I only have this kind of hat, and it fits perfectly. It's
No, you also have another hat.
now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You also have another hat.
But not for
now.
celebrating.
Yeah. Okay. Not for celebrating.
For celebrating, I just can use the Chronicle ones.
Yes.
But I remember that stream, I made some joke about Josh's silly hat. And I remember you cannot say this.
I thought I was looking beautiful and well dressed with my hat, but
yeah, we love definitely the interaction with the chat and what's going on then. So
what's the German word for it? Probably
sorry.
It is a thing about Twitch, though. I'll tell you. I don't know how much live performing you've done, but it's such a different kind of thing where you're not just playing music; you're playing and then talking with these people in between songs, during the songs. You know, it's such a different way of having a performance.
Yeah, and sometimes you get a feeling for I don't know, for the guys who are in the chat, and I cannot describe this correctly what I want to say, but sometimes it feels really great that you are connected with the chat. So this is what I wanted to say.
Yeah, and Zansi, I've noticed that when I perform like at venues now, I kind of incorporate that where I'm talking to the audience like their chat. They find it weird because they're not used to that. Like, what, the performers just play music and ignore us? Like, that's what we're used to. But it's a different way of creating a connection between the performers and the listeners, I feel, which I think is a neat thing.
Yeah. And it's I think this is the most I forget what I wanted to say.
Try to say it in German.
Oh Gott, das ist das Problem. Ich weiß es noch nicht mal mehr in Deutsch.
So there we have the what is it?
The short mind. No. Aufmerksamkeit.
I don't know. I forgot about it.
Yes. Okay. Forget it. Maybe it will come back later.
Yeah, like at 3 a.m, you'll bolt out of bed and wake Josh up.
Oh no, this is what I wanted to say to Jimmy. Oh damn.
Oh, let him call again.
I like how Josh is rubbing his head like he's had that experience already.
Not only one time. But not with you, to be honest. So.
Yeah, short-term memory. This is correct.
Yes.
Happens a lot, and yeah.
So how about this then? I do have a rehearsal I have to get ready to go to, but I want to do a bunch of shout-outs. I want to first shout out our guests. And hopefully the shout-out machine works, and then you can get a clip of them and get an idea of what they sound like.
Hey, sounds like us.
This is annoying.
No.
Plus you're singing. You've got a way of singing that's kind of it's the opposite of what rock and roll singers usually try to sing like. How did you come up with that singing style?
Yeah, like I told, it developed over the time. It just happened.
Oh. Here's Mango Mindset, who rated us.
No, beat it, clip it, please. Beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it.
And here's Zasi Music, who also rated. This, we used to have a better shout-out machine that wasn't so damn slow. Wait a minute, was that the clip? That wasn't a clip. That didn't show anything. It's because I insulted the shout-out machine. That's why I did that.
You never do this.
I'm trying to get Andrea Cannon to come on to the Music Theory Hour.
So, next time.
But she refuses to wear a dress. She says it makes her angry.
I know this problem.
Award was on Music Theory Hour. He wore a dress.
Oh, okay. So maybe Josh should have worn a dress too?
I would have settled for that stupid Hawaiian shirt, this conical hat. I expected a bigger reaction out of that one. Oh, I don't want to interrupt their clip. I always like to leave it up to the guests who we should raid into. So think of who's on that you might want to raid.
Yeah, just have a look, Caroline.
It's not a requirement, Zossi, but it's strongly recommended. Do you want to be on Music Theory Hour, Zossi? Please let me know if you do. That was one of the weirdest Fruffer clips I've ever seen.
Pretty damn good in my book. So a couple of things I've done lately is I've added like a.
I love this song.
A few things to the task here. See, I've added a.
Have you heard this song?
Like a.
No.
Oh, it's a wonderful song. The lyrics, you know, a lot of people don't get them, but they really speak to me.
Okay, again? Or was it from the last 3 times?
This sounds so much like it's The Cure. And of course, Splar.
That's the way how we felt before this Music Theory Hour too. So we don't have any experience in music theory.
Hey,
is that what happened? Okay. Zossi, contact me on a Whisper or Discord or something, and we'll get you on. We've had people who know nothing.
Yeah.
Like us.
About music theory. In fact, I think it was a very recent stream. It might have just been a few minutes ago that we had people on that knew nothing about music theory.
Yes. Should happen, I heard.
If I missed you, if you're a streamer and I missed you, let me know. Wait, I gave Zossi a shout, right? I don't remember now. I'm going to shout Zossi again, possibly, because I don't remember the clip. Oh, that's right. I think it didn't show a clip for you, or did it? So who are we going to raid?
Yeah, there's some guy who's really cool, and we...
Sounds like you're talking about me.
Yes. No, just joking. Yeah. What about Manu Lisbribos?
Oh, yeah, I know that cat.
Yeah.
He's wonderful.
He is, yeah.
He is pretty cool. I don't know if he's as cool as me. That's probably a close one. I'm trying to type the raid in. Where's my... Here we go. Ah. Now, let me make sure I'm spelling it right. I did spell it wrong. But I'll tell you one thing. At least his name doesn't have any, like, underscores in it, which always makes it difficult to raid somebody. Have you ever had to try to rate somebody and they've got like underscores in their name and you got to figure out where to put them?
Yeah, you just
Oh,
can copy
yeah.
paste. It's even this name is too difficult to write. Do we have to rate too, or can we just end the stream and all viewers
Oh,
are
if you
gone?
want, yeah, I think most of the people are on both of our chats, so
Yeah.
you can just end. You don't have to rate in if you don't want.
Okay.
I mean, you do you, man. I don't need you to. I'm not going to judge you out loud.
Why not?
Because that would be rude, you know? I don't know
Ah,
how they do things in Europe, but in America, when somebody does something you don't agree with, you act polite and say, "Oh, that's fine, you can do that," and then when they're not around, you complain to everybody about it.
okay, yes. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for being guests on the channel.
Thank you
so
very much for the invitation.
Yeah,
It
for
was really a
Oh, it
pleasure
was my
for us.
pleasure. It was wonderful to just chat with you and to just be silly. Um, and everybody make sure you're following WAP. They haven't streamed an awful lot lately, they said, so you may have trouble catching a stream. Do you have a stream planned? When are you streaming next?
next week, Tuesday and Thursday. It's planned.
Oh, okay, so then I should be able to hear you Tuesday when we're setting up.
Yes.
'Cause
And
that used to be one of my go-to streamers when we were setting
yeah.
up.
So, and we have a special plan for we have next Tuesday our 100th stream. Oh God. And
Will there be stupid conical hats?
Yes.
yes, for sure, for sure. And
Yeah, I'll be there.
good. And we are planning to write a song during the stream. So
Yeah.
not playing our
We
music.
just rated out, so I think they didn't hear that
Oh.
last bit.
Thank you for the kind words, Sosi. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
nice.
So yeah, so this is our plan for next Tuesday. We will see.
Okay, hang on. I'm trying to. Oh, here we are. Okay, there you are. Okay. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna bow out so I can say hi to Manolis Rivos, and I should hear you Tuesday. Then I'm planning on being at your stream.
Okay, then
All right.
see you next time. And
See you then.
goodbye, everybody.
Have a
and
nice
nice to see you
day,
all.
nice evening.
Yes.
Jetzt schon drüben? Oben jetzt raiden. In OBS.